then, as far as you have such long experience supporting of one team, probably you can say, what is the secret, like why you support just one team, and probably you can also remember one of the best moment of your fan history.
I've got several favourite moments which I'll come on to, but yeah, you hit upon something that's absolutely key in building your brand and building the loyalty for that brand, and therefore making it a strong brand and increasing brand equity, the power of the brand. Culture and history play a big part in football and in other sports, whereby you inherit who you support from those that are around you, your closest family. But these days that's moved on, and even fathers and mums who support one team, just out of rebellion, a child might support another, and they tend to go for the big names because they're on TV a lot. The merchandising is at their hands, and of course they're successful. And few people, when they start supporting in football, pick out a bad team. They generally, if they're going to start afresh, will pick out a good team, or they're inheriting the one that is closest to them, their local club, because their parents, their family, their friends are involved with them. So there's this historical and cultural and social connections of why we do this. Favourite moments, 1972, the Centenary Cup final at Wembley, the old Wembley. Leeds had not won the FA Cup. We'd been close on several occasions. We'd been very disappointed playing Chelsea a couple of years earlier and losing in a replay at Old Trafford. Oh dear. And we won with a late goal from Alan Sniffer Clark. And I think I wasn't there, but I think I jumped over the television. I was so excited. I couldn't wear my shirt because I was sweating so much. I was sitting there with no shirt on, and it was just complete torture right the way through to the final whistle. Worst moment was the following year, where we lost in the final to Sunderland, who weren't even in the Premiership or the First Division, and I lived in an area of the country that supported either Sunderland or Newcastle, and I had to go to school the next Monday, having lost when we shouldn't have lost. We were the best team in Europe, and basically that was a very tearful week for me. Winning the league and being there and experiencing it in, I think it was 1992, we were the last winners of the Football League before the Premiership started. So in actual fact, we last won the league after Liverpool, I believe. So they've had longer not winning the league, which is always good. That was a great moment. And travelling up in my car, 200 miles to get to Leeds from London. I had a nice sports car at the time, but I had my scarves trailing out the back windows, going up the motorway, and as you got closer to Leeds, you just saw everybody doing the same thing. As you got close to Ellen Road, everybody's peeping their horns because we'd already won. We were playing Norwich in the last game, we were being presented with a cup, and I was there with my nephew as well to see that, and that was a big moment, a big proud moment.
So it's really interesting. So far, you're emotional about this club. So what about you, and you're a marketer also? Did you think about any kind of contribution, your professional skills to develop the brand of Leeds, or probably you did it already? And is it difficult when you have such big emotions inside and you need to focus on your aims?
Yes, I was lucky enough to work with Leeds on one or two occasions. I worked with them when unfortunately they lost in the League Cup final. I think it was 1997, but I worked with a great side. We had Gary McAllister, who was captain at the time, but we were on our way down at that point in time. Yeah, I think you're right. It's hard to keep emotions out of business, but football, being the peculiar business that it is, people get involved in football and give over a great deal of money because of their emotions. People own football clubs because of their emotions, and sometimes, yeah, that gets in the way of their business decisions. You know, should they further invest? Should they not further invest? Who should they buy? Who should they not? Should they ignore the fans? Should they be doing more with the fans? So being a marketer, sometimes you have to divorce the two, but There's plenty that you can advise Leeds to do better, but then that's the same for all football clubs, I think.